Did BlackRock destroy Binance in order to have Coinbase completely take over crypto? Guys, today we're going to be talking about what happened with Binance yesterday. And did BlackRock, intentionally do this in order to have their bags, aka Coinbase, take over crypto? We're going to be doing a deep dive into it. But to catch you all up to speed, if you didn't hear the news, yesterday Binance CEO CZ pled guilty to violating criminal anti-money laundering requirements. Absolutely insane. And this is absolutely one of the craziest things that's happened in crypto in a long, long time. I don't think, some people saw this coming, but I don't think anyone saw what, we're about to talk about come. Then Binance agreed to pay $4.3 billion to settle a case with the U.S. government. Pretty much the U.S. government said, hey, you got to pay us $4.3 billion, and Binance, agreed to pay it, which is pretty interesting because, I think this whole thing kind of proves that Binance was actually solvent the entire time. Now take a look at this. Yesterday, Binance's CEO, CZ, resigned. Now this was a part of the deal with the U.S. government, and this is absolutely insane. CZ has been at the top of the industry for quite a while now, and there is nobody in this entire space who has given Bitcoin and crypto as much adoption, has spread adoption as much as he has. That is a fact. There is nobody, not a single person in this industry who has come close to, spreading awareness for Bitcoin and spreading awareness for blockchain technology and all of that than CZ. He is the man, and you got to pay respects. At the end of the day, he was pretty cool on CT and all that. He might have did some things that might have not been so correct, so correct within the U.S., legal limits, blah, blah, blah. But, I think he did an amazing job, and he was really good for the space overall. Take a look at this. The U.S. government criminally charged Binance with the following: conspiracy and conducting unlicensed money transmitting business, as well as violating International Emergency Economic Powers Act. So they are basically avoiding sanctions. And I watched the whole press conference, whatever the fuck it was called. And basically they were mad that they were servicing, users in the United States, and they were basically letting users from the U.S. transact with users from Iran, stuff like that, because the U.S. has, example, Iran is a country that the U.S. has sanctioned off, and, we can't have U.S. users and Iran users, working with each other, at least according to the U.S. government, so they were mad at Binance for that, and Binance really never gave a fuck. But what you have to remember is that when Binance was started in 2017, there wasn't if you think there's no clarity now, there was zero clarity back then either, and they were kind of just like, well, we can either A, ask for permission now, and we're probably never going to get an answer, or B, we can just ask for forgiveness later. And if you think about it, it was definitely worth it. I mean, CZ became one of the richest people on the planet. Binance became the biggest crypto company on the planet by far. It's not even close how much Binance is bigger than the other exchanges. And they're able to spread Bitcoin and crypto adoption. They did an amazing job doing it. I don't think people realize the kind of effort Binance and CZ put into, going to all these countries, not just the U.S. where all the capital is, going to third world and developing countries and really, pushing crypto there and everything. They have done so much to change people's lives. It's really, really underestimated, and people don't really talk about it. They just like the flood of CZ and Binance. And then take a look at this. The U.S. government banned CZ from engaging in managing Binance operations, and then CZ is now facing 18 months in prison as part of his plea deal with the U.S. government. And then the $1.3 billion in user funds withdrawn from Binance. There's $1.3 billion in U.S. funds, and not U.S. funds, user funds withdrawn from Binance following the U.S. government indictment. I think this kind of showed that, hey, they were actually solvent. And let's take a look at what CZ had to say yesterday. As it says in his bio, Binance co-founder and former CEO. Damn. End of an era. It's sad to see, man. And as you can see, he put out a long message yesterday saying, today I stepped down as CEO of Binance. Admittedly, it was not easy to let go emotionally, but I know it's the right thing to do. I made mistakes and I must take responsibility. This is best for our community, for Binance, and for myself. And then at the end, some of the interesting stuff he says, on that note, I'm proud to announce that under resolutions with the U.S. agency, they do not allege that Binance misappropriated any user funds and do not allege that Binance engaged in any market manipulation like FTX did. So he's basically like, hey, at least we didn't do what FTX did. He said funds are safeu. And then also, the new former global head of regional markets, the now former global head of regional markets, Richard Tang, has now stepped up to be the Binance CEO. And really what's happening is now Binance is just going to have to comply with U.S. laws, and they're going to have to KYC they're still going to be the biggest exchange by far. I don't think that's really going to change. Maybe Coinbase has a shot at it, but Coinbase is really just kind of stuck in the US right now, and they need to go outwards, kind of like Binance. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But CZ did put this out a couple of days ago. On November 18th, he put out, investors and founders don't always align. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. To be fair, no two-person can always be 100% aligned. I am both a founder and investor. Knowing when to let go of a company you found is one of the trickiest decisions. So I think CZ knew probably weeks in advance, honestly, that he was stepping down. And I think this just kind of gave him a little like, hey, this is a hint, because I don't think it was like a split decision thing. This was definitely in the works. And there was also, some interesting transactions that happened about a month ago where, Binance was moving around like $3.9 billion worth of Tether. So I think they saw this whole thing coming, and I think, they were prepared and all that other stuff. And here it is, CZ released from custody on $175 million bond, which is literally nothing to him. I mean, that's basically chump change. Pretty interesting. As you can see down here, cash or collateral, $175 million personal recognized bond. Absolutely insane. And here's what Brian Armstrong, had to say about the whole thing. And here's where it gets interesting, because now there's conspiracy and rumors that this was just a ploy for BlackRock to, take over the kind of the crypto industry, and they wanted to basically move Binance out. And also BlackRock has a stake in Coinbase stock. So here's what Brian Armstrong had to say, the founder of Coinbase. Since the founding of Coinbase back in 2012, we have taken a long-term view. I knew we needed somebody to embrace compliance to become a general company that stood this as a time. We got the licenses, hired the compliance and legal teams, and made it clear our brand was about trust with our customers and following the rules. We wanted to increase transparency and raise the bar on trust, so we became a public company in 2021. And that's a big thing. The fact that Coinbase is public means they basically can't fuck around at all. This meant we couldn't always move as quickly as others. It's more difficult and expensive to take a compliant approach. You can't launch every product that customers want when it's illegal, but it's the right approach when we believe in rule of law. Today's new news reinforces that doing it the hard way was the right decision. We now have an opportunity to start a new chapter for the industry. We took a lot of arrows operating here in the U.S. due to the lack of regulatory clarity. And my hope is that today's news serves as a catalyst to finally achieve that. Americans should not have to go to offshore unregulated exchanges to benefit from the technology. The industry should be built right here in America. And he said a lot of other cool stuff. So he basically was kind of like, well, oh well, my ops got knocked off, but this was good for me, basically. And then take a look at this. From Altcoin Daily, wow, did BlackRock take down Binance? And it's very possible, as we know, Larry Fink and BlackRock, who don't know what BlackRock is, they're the largest asset manager in the entire world. And we know they've gotten very interested in crypto lately. They filed for a spot Bitcoin ETF. They filed for a Ethereum spot ETF. And there's rumors that they took down Binance. As you can see here from Travis Kling, lots of chatter on this BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, and rightfully so. BlackRock, more or less, is the U.S. government. I mean, they have so much money, they can buy any politician. They've also received approval on 575 out of 576 of ETF applications. One thing I'll say, there is no chance, and I mean zero, that this ETF is approved with Binance in its current position of market dominance. If this ETF is approved, Binance is either gone entirely or the role in price discovery is massively diminished. If Binance holds on to its current level of influence, no chance this ETF is approved. This was tweeted out on June 16th, 2023. And that kind of makes sense. They kind of want to push the outsider. As you know, Binance is not based in the U.S. They basically just kind of wanted to push them out of the American market a little bit. So it kind of makes sense. And take a look at this other tweet from Altcoin Daily. BlackRock and Vanguard together own 10% of Coinbase. The action today against Binance was all planned, just like the Bitcoin ETF is planned. So, and also as Joshua Jake, and manages USD Circle's reserve fund. BlackRock does. And also Coinbase has a stake in USDC as well. But let's talk about it. So it makes a lot of sense. We know BlackRock has gone aggressive with crypto, and they want to control the market. They want to, and they kind of said, hey, we got to push out Binance a little bit. And it makes perfect sense. Now let's talk about Coinbase. So BlackRock and Vanguard do own a lot of Coinbase. Now here's the thing. BlackRock and Vanguard basically invest in everything in the S&P 500, but BlackRock, for the spot Bitcoin ETF and the spot Ethereum ETF, would be holding their Bitcoin and Ethereum with Coinbase. And guys, I've been talking about Coinbase and the Coinbase stock for a while, and it has been absolutely ripping lately. As you can see, just a couple weeks ago, on October 30th, it was sitting at about $70, and now it's at about $110. And it hit its low back in January of this year. It was sitting at about $30, so over about a 3x since its lows. And I've been banging the drums on Coinbase stock for a while, and I'm going to continue to. This is one of the most undervalued stocks. It was launched back in 2021 in the middle of the bull market at about $400, and with the bear market, it got kind of crushed. But what this is going to end up being is a hockey stick chart. It's going to be, let me draw this out for you guys real quick. This is going to be the best TA you've ever fucking seen in your life. You guys ready for this shit? It's going to be like this. It's going to go down, and then it's go up like a hockey stick. That is what the chart's going to end up looking like. This thing is going to go to $1,000 plus. It will. I believe, not financial advice, that it could hit $1,000+ in the bull market. This thing is going to absolutely rip. And it is at $100 right now. This thing is so undervalued. You have to remember, BlackRock is friends with Coinbase. I think Coinbase is definitely going to win against the SEC if the SEC tries to pull any BS. The SEC has continued to lose in court, and BlackRock has a massive stake in Coinbase. They want to see Coinbase win. They're working with Coinbase for their spot ETFs. BlackRock wants to take over crypto. They're basically working with Coinbase to kind of take over crypto. That's what it's kind of looking like. So I'm pretty fucking bullish, and I'm just saying this now. I've been banging the drums on Coinbase stock, and I've made like 3 videos on it already, and I'm going to continue to talk about it because this thing is going to fucking print, not financial advice. But yeah, guys, that's all we got for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to go follow me on Twitter. First link in the description. Go subscribe on my YouTube channel. Daily videos here. Leave a like, leave a comment, and yeah, guys, thank you for watching.